So this is the overview for Module 2. If we go back and look at Module 1, you'll remember that we looked at liquid properties, intermolecular forces, heat curves, and vapor pressure. The topic we're going to build on for this next module is intermolecular forces. So those will pop up again. And so we're going to be looking at solution, solute, solvent, and specifically, we're going to be looking at if something is saturated. And so we've got these charts. You'll learn about these charts, and we can get information about saturation, like at different temperatures. We can figure out different amounts. They can come in as a gram amount, but then we can calculate it into other amounts. And so there's all kinds of little mathy things we can do with these solubility curves that we're going to be looking at. And then electrolytes are basically things that dissolve in water. You can have three types. You can have strong, weak, and non. And that goes into the intermolecular forces and why they dissolve. So make sure that you pay attention. You're going to need to be able to identify electrolytes. This is a topic too that builds because this is going to tie into basically, like, we have a huge section on acids in the middle of the semester, and knowing if something's a weak electrolyte acid or a strong electrolyte acid, what you do with it's a different process depending on that. So this electrolyte portion, it seems maybe like there's a lot of details about identifying molecules that are which, but it is going to come back up. And then finally, I'm going to show you a picture. So the solubility curve, this is not really great curve over here, but that's kind of like the beginning of the process to figure out things about the solubility curve. When something is saturated, you're going to have like some precipitate, and a lot of the stuff we work with is white, so that's why I have some white stuff in there. So you'll see pictures like this, and sometimes everything will be dissolved, and sometimes things will be a little bit dissolved. And then finally, I've got some electrolytes here. These are actually in order from left to right, from strong to weak to non. So that's the first part of the week. Then we're going to move on over to the second part of the week, which is concentration units. Some of this will feel like a review. There's only one new concentration unit you're doing. The question comes in, do you remember all the concentration units from General Chemistry 1? So these are the ones that you'll be looking at. You did molarity in General Chemistry 1, so we're reminding you of molarity. You may not remember, but you did mole fraction when you worked with the gases chapter. That was that chi value. About halfway through, you did something really close to percent in mass when you were doing like percent composition. And then finally, here's our new unit, which is going to be moles over kilograms of solvent. So those are the topics we're looking at. As a note, this is going to specifically go into some equations next week. And then this unit is going to be used so many times the rest of the semester. Besides that, these units, we've got another concentration unit coming up next week at the end of the week, and it has to do with converting between them. That's probably closer to the last time that you'll have to work with these for this semester, except for the final.